Hey everybody. Hey everybody, this is Grace. This video I'm going to talk about something that I've talked about before and that happened to me today is Monday and it happened to me Saturday. And it's not the first time it's ever happened, but every time it does, it surprises me. Now this is about, I'm a person who has suffered from abuse, dysfunctional people since I was child, really. And I have that, that whole bit about seeing, sorry, I'm losing my voice here, but seeing people, seeing the situations as I've gotten older of how they were so all around narcissistic. And these days, I see it, which is what the professionals say. It's much more common for people to be narcissistic these days, and than it was, say, when I was young. So yeah, it's very common, and I see it where I live. It had a reputation before I even knew it existed. This area, 30 plus years ago, as people who were very narcissistic then. Okay, that would be odd back then, not as common as today, at least. And so I didn't give it the reputation. I call it Narcissism-ville. So. But then it was the whole suburb, but it's really more of an area. And I've lived here for pretty much the last 20 years, and seen enough of it. And yeah, it's a simple thing. Are made difficult because these people are very narcissistic. Like slackers, don't want to work. You're the customer, or you're whatever. You're the one who's a problem. They put you on the defensive as soon as you walk in, or you walk up to the register, or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be, that's just an everyday example I'm talking about. Or you're immediately made to feel on the defensive. There's no excuse for that. But anyway, now I've seen this on a regular basis. Like Adam tells me, he says, I don't know how you deal with it. He's experienced it too, but not as often, because I'm the person who does the most, I'm the homemaker. So I'm dealing with people more. He said, I don't know how you deal with this on an almost daily basis. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Knowing I'm going to go somewhere and good chance I'm going to run across somebody who is narcissistic, who's a bully, something like that, put the customer on defensive and all that. Okay, now my personal feeling was that this is just this area that has the reputation. Like I said, I did not give it the reputation. So, and it's had it for many years. So, I always had that, I've tried to find solutions to these, because I'm not going to change it from being there. I'm just one person. I'm not that, so, like, I can change the world kind of thing. No, so I try to find solutions, and going outside of here, and I've seen that. Going outside, it's a world of difference, and I'm well aware that, people are narcissistic everywhere, like people say. But no, this is so bad that it stands out. It's had the reputation, okay, for many years. So it's different. Sure, you can see, nothing is perfect. So anyway, Saturday was one of those things. I went to a different place that is outside of this area. And Adam and I went, and this is where these things happen. Seriously, it's happened before, but once again, I'm surprised by it. It feels like culture shock. Okay, to go into places, outside of Narcissism-ville here, and experience people who are polite, people who actually know customer service. You go into a restaurant and you're not a burden. They're happy to see you, kind of thing, even whether they are really truly are not. But they're focused on you. They're not focused on texting somebody in their mind. They're there to do their job. You're there to pay for the services. And everybody's happy. And they're polite. You're polite. And it's shocking to me every time that anything happened. Not just restaurant. I only went to one restaurant, but every place that I went, it was just so refreshing. But it still felt like culture shock, because I'm used to going in a place and having to be on the defensive. Being put on the defensive immediately. Once I speak to somebody working there, it's just unbelievable, seriously. And no, I'm not the only person, like I said. it had their reputation before I even knew it existed. So, but yeah. And I'm well aware of this, that this is something that people do feel. People who are, have been through, say, narcissistic abuse and, a really truly dysfunctional family. When they see people who are kind and who are how you think people should be, they're not out there to manipulate you. They're not trying to con you. They're not trying to take something from you. They're not trying to, take all their frustrations out on you. That happens a lot in Narcissism-ville. They want to take their frustrations out on you. Yeah. But now these people, in these other places, when somebody sees something like this, it's so different, so unusual. It can be quite shocking, like I said, culture shock practically. That, wow, what is this? Okay. I will say one of the difference between these two places also, where I went and where I live, Narcissism-ville is huge. It's a suburb of Dallas. And like I said, it's really not just one suburb, like people say. No, it's more than that. But it's huge. It's got a really high population. Now, the place I went to had a population like around 6,000, so it's not huge. Okay, very different. Now, I can't say that's like that 100%. No. Can't say that. That everything, I could pull out, thoughts that I recall from like Durkheim and about big cities and versus rural cities, something like this. But really, yeah. Okay, but the thing I think about whatever, is that in big cities, or suburbs, big, areas, highly populated, is they don't really have that much accountability. Okay, you might never see that person in the store ever again, and there's such a turnover, like right before the 90 days, they turn over, they fire them and hire somebody else. Yeah, I've seen that. I've heard of that happening a lot. But small towns, they have they have to have accountability because people know one another. They know your family. I grew up in a town about that size. It was a little bit bigger. You can't really call it a town. Some would call that a small city. Yeah, if you want to get all technical. But yeah, you have accountability. You know somebody who knows somebody at least who knows your family. So, you see what I'm saying? Oh, no, they know you. And you're going to have egg on your face if you do something, horrible, mean, or rude, or whatever to somebody. But not so much in the big cities, the big suburbs. There's no accountability. That's like online dating. Oh, my goodness. You really don't have much accountability there. There's no community for you. Like in big cities, you don't have that much of a community unless you make one. If you say your job is your community. But there's not always that much of a community. Some people have found ways, but still not as much. Anyway, you know what I mean. And I think that's a big part of it, is that smaller towns can have that, but they might also have their own problem. That, like I say, this area, this is something that's been through generations here, that people are narcissistic, and it's accepted. That's just how it is. They look at you like you're the odd one. Where you got all these thoughts that people are supposed to be like nice to one another, and they are not supposed to be only looking out for themselves, and they can take from anybody they want. And you're the odd one if you think that they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be narcissistic. You're wrong. Now, and that can happen in a small town. I've just never known for it to happen in a small town so much, but it could. We all know it could. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I've just ate, and I'm getting kind of sleepy. Anyway, if you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, I'm wrapping it up. Click the circle icon that pops up if you want to watch another video on this channel. Click one of the rectangles that pops up. Like, subscribe, comment, and share it on social media if you would, and I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.